Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here. Welcome to another part of Spyro 2 Gateway to Glimmer. Today we're going to Mystic Marsh. So joining me today are the AFH013 and Nintendo Gen 64. And here's the cutscene to the level. That would have hurt. Alright, so here we are in... Oh wait, no. Let's talk to him.
Things just aren't the same since our magic fountain shut off. It sure would help if you could find out what evil force is behind this disaster.
So the plot to this level is, yeah, we need to find out why the water's been switched off or whatever. Yes, so welcome to the part, my Irish and Queensland friend.
Well, okay. You know, Queensland's not a country.
I know. I'm making a joke against
sure
how...
It's like Monaghan.
It's the size of a country, but I mean...
True.
What are you gonna do? So yeah, this is Mystic Marsh. Or should I say... Mystic Savannah?
Ooh.
Oh,
Should I say that? I don't know.
should
I say that?
Yeah, I was gonna say it, so yeah. Good thing that you did anyway, so... Yeah, so, apparently the beta name, from what we can tell from this like little image that Alex Shadow sent to me, would have been Mystic Savannah.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
So
and Cloud Temples would have been Mystic City.
yeah,
And,
now
the
the discussion of the level names brings up some very interesting points that we did, in a way, I did actually discuss the notion of this, and so did Al as well, in Skype calls, but there's also little remnants of those conversations you would have seen in earlier Spyro 2 parts. So way back when I went to Crystal Glacier, you know, I said how it said, you know, Colossus Valley, and I thought, oh, that's weird, and you guys thought the same thing. You're like, okay, it's maybe just a different name for it or something.
Yeah, I thought like Colossus Valley was like some, you know how like we discussed that in Spyro 2 you see these places and they're called worlds, like Autumn Plains and all that stuff, and you think it's just a portion of Autumn Plains or something.
Exactly.
Colossus Valley was like a portion of Colossus, and you only got to play that one part of Colossus because that's where, you know, the problem was or something, or that's where the main area was.
Yes, exactly. Because then the whole thing with, you know, buying a condo in Harakos in that level, we thought like, well, then where the hell do these guys live? Obviously, this isn't the only bit of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just logic.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, so then it kind of expanded beyond that to when we got to Zephyr, and Zephyr's little gimmick, I suppose, was that the Romeo and Juliet at Lewiston or Nice. Oh shit! I failed the execution of that. I was gonna say.
You mentioned that gay thing again.
Yeah. You know, at least they're still gay. That whole part. You know, that bit. You know, obviously he says like, we're going to go to Colossus Springs or whatever, and so I thought maybe that's like just another way to call it, or it's another section of it. Little did we realize that before Al decided to play the demo of Spyro 2.
No, let's give some credit to Alex Shadow here.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry, I'm giving, he is getting the king credits, don't worry.
Okay.
No, I was just going to say, what happened is Al played the demo version and noticed how it was called Aquaria Beach instead of Sunny Beach. So then that prompted him to message Alex Shadow, which he then gave us a full, you know, level sheet.
That guy's a master of.
Yes.
Oh, he is.
He is.
He's a real
watching.
genius.
Thank you.
Yeah, everyone subscribe to Alex Shadow.
Please, yes, because he does some of the finest as if it's like wine. Like he does some of the finest, you know, glitches and hacks or whatever of in Spyro ever, really.
Yeah, here he goes. Yeah.
So I wonder how he actually got access to the level code.
It's his trade secret.
Yeah, it must be.
Well, he hacks into the data, doesn't he? That's basically it.
Yeah,
and
but
he has a program to do it.
He doesn't actually play the game. He just gets like information from the game.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
right, I got you.
He's able to hack into the data itself, and that's what he did, and that's how he found that within the data they had a list of all the, you know...
Yeah,
and
it's not as if he's like actually played like... Because, you know, it's a demo thing, so it doesn't actually have the level on there. Or, I mean,
so the files, they were actually on the demo version, weren't they?
Yep, they were on the demo.
Yeah, it's not the actual level. Like there's no beta level of Mystic Marsh, for example.
No,
that you
no.
actually play, you just sees the name.
Well, okay, I'll point this out to be all I don't know, like one of those conspiracy theorists. I don't know. There would be a copy of a Spyro 2 beta version out there that would have been given to the publisher. But we don't have that, so yeah, that's probably not online. Like it's kind of like the same thing that happened at Crash Bandicoot Beta and all that. Like basically it was an initial like not retail sale or demo sale that basically contains like all the game except for maybe the music or like an early version of the music, and then it kind of contains some other random stuff. So I'm sure that there is beta versions of levels, but we probably will never see them. Beta, yeah.
American.
Now, some interesting things about this. I'm just looking at this thing here. Interesting stuff about this level name thing is actually a couple levels were swapped over, or one I can see here for sure. Fracture Hill and Molten Cone, Magma Cone are swapped around in this.
Now, would that go with your theory about how like the other two levels are initially next to each other as well? You know how you said that Scorch and that other level would be...
Well, yeah. Scorch and Shady Oasis are swapped around. I assume Scorch Dunes, that's the original name for it. I assume that is Scorch, and Scorch Oasis is the Shady Oasis. So, from the looks of it here, it looks like originally Scorch is where it was, and Shady Oasis is where Fracture Hills was, which means that Fracture Hills is where Shady Oasis was, and Magma Cone, originally called Fracture Cone, is actually where it's supposed to be. So they actually swapped around Fracture Hills and Shady Oasis, which I don't know, makes sense, I guess.
It does make sense. It does make sense.
Fracture Hills was always harder than Shady Oasis.
I would agree with that for sure. So I'll just talk to the professor. We haven't seen him in a while.
Ah, Spyro, so glad you're here. I'm perfectly useless without my trusty pencil, and I seem to have lost it. I do have this extra egg. Perhaps you can trade it for my pencil.
Hey, that's the first appearance of an egg. Obviously, it's not a dragon egg, but still, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
there's an egg. Actually, and it kind of reminds me of a Spyro 1 looking design. I don't know why. See, it's very similar to the Spyro 1 egg. Yep. Not in the color, but just kind of... I don't know how to explain that.
Well, the odd thing about that is that in Spyro 3, if you look at a demo of Spyro 3, the eggs were completely different. They didn't even reminisce, or I did your thing, reminisce. They didn't even resemble the egg in this one, and maybe they like went back to it and thought, you know what, that egg actually looked kind of cool, so they went and designed it off of that. I don't know, but to go back to that discussion about Fracture Hills, you notice how Fracture Hills is the one with backtracking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well then, if you had like originally gone back to backtrack, then Fracture Hills would have been right there for you to go into, because Shady Oasis portal is the closest one to Gulp, isn't it?
Yes.
Well,
I'm pretty
sure. But I mean, still you have to backtrack to Shady Oasis as well. So I mean.
Oh, of course. Well,
yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, still in this though, it looks like Glimmer and Hurricane whatever, are the only two actual levels that don't have a sister level.
Yep.
Yeah, they are sister levels, Glimmer and Hurricane. It's just, I'm pretty sure I would put those two together.
They're practically the same creature in a way, not the exact same.
Kind of, I don't know. I always think
they're
of
definitely.
They're sister
very levels.
Yeah,
just like the environments and the levels as well. They're very similar. Like not exactly, but in a way they are. So I think that those were sister levels, but then I think this was probably early on when they decided that Glimmer was going to be their level in which shit happened, basically. So.
I don't know, because in this here, it looks to me as if you just start in Summer Forest. It looks like they didn't have the idea of having Glimmer as its own little thing first, and then you go to Summer Forest. It looks like it goes, you start in Summer Forest, and then you go to Glimmer, and then you go to Idle Springs, Colossus Springs, and then you go to Colossus. What is this? I can't read this.
Colossus Steps.
Steps.
Now, you might as well. Oh shit! Where's this egg go, by the way? Is that?
The egg goes in the bush, in the tree.
Here?
Yeah, and then in the nest.
Okay, there we go. And see, actually, there's a cool animation here where it basically shows you what happens and it trades and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, no. So Al, you might as well explain what steps are, because I didn't know what that was either.
it's a band in the 90s that.
Steps.
Tragic.
A step is it's like some kind of like a big grassy field type thing. That could be very wrong, by the way, but I'm thinking that they were actually wanted to make a play on step,
hey,
as
I'm
in,
sorry,
you know, like,
Fissure, that goes,
steps on a stair.
That goes in the pot, Fissure.
Oh, yeah, that goes in the. I used to get that confused as well. Yeah.
There we go. Apologies. Continue.
Yeah, I think it used to be like, what was it like? Yeah, I think they were trying to make a play on just the steps of stairs, but then maybe they were trying to make a play on this big field thing as well. But then when you think about it, Colossus is nothing like a step. It does not resemble that in any way. It's much more like a valley, so maybe they then decided to change it to valley or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it is debatable as to whether or not these names which appear in this data were like they were all, like maybe the data just said those names, but they weren't actually called that or something. I don't know. Well, like for like some of them anyway, like maybe it would say Colossus Steps in the data, but then you'd actually be going into Colossus Valley, like that type of thing. I don't know.
It's
It's probable
possible.
though that. Yeah, but then Ripto is called Super Bonus Ripto, so I don't know what that says. That's kind of interesting.
Well, it is the first instance where they ever used the word super bonus. I know, hashtag geek, but it is the first time they'd ever say super bonus. So maybe the original idea of a super bonus level did come from Ripto.
It's still called Ripto though, so super
exactly.
bonus.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting. This doesn't have Dragon Shores on it at all.
Yeah, I was. That's what I pointed out.
I almost
like
think
Shadow,
that the super bonus and Ripto thing, that was a mistake, and they're meant to be two separate titles.
Yeah, that looks to be it actually. Or maybe it's like a thing that it maybe because from doing rudimentary game making, I know that they could have possibly made it so that it's two different sprites but the same object, and after you do this thing, it unlocks this object, because that's a standard game making thing. Where
that is a principle of game making that I'll pretend to know all about.
No,
I was gonna say you're just pretending.
No, Angus isn't pretending. No, he.
Oh,
no.
I'm
just pretending. Sorry.
It's like if you have.
Oh wait, one second, Angus. Sorry.
Now I can begin calculating the age of the universe again. Here, take this orb. Alora says she thinks I'm going to lose it.
Oh, classic banter between Alora and the Professor. Classic times.
That
Anyway.
needed to cut me off. Anyway, as I was saying, in game making, usually what you do, or not usually, but what you can do is you can make it that if you need to unlock an item, an object or something, you have a sprite for it or something, and then when you fulfill the condition, instead of creating another thing, the sprite or the thing, Dragon Shores, will be contained within the other one. It just appears when you fulfill the condition. Basically.
Okay, right. Okay,
so maybe Ripto, you wouldn't have been able to battle him again or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It seems to me that you would just unlock Dragon Shores after you beat Ripto. Maybe that's because it's a beta version, so that they couldn't be bothered 100%ing the game to just play the super bonus round or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That is probable.
Anyway, talk to the deflated head wizard
must
thing.
have dozed off there. Golly, looks like I let the fountain switch off. Here, take this orb and don't mention my little nap to Hydrar, okay?
Okay, so basically that's another plot in Spyro, a level plot that actually wasn't an enemy. It was actually his own negligence of falling asleep and accidentally turning the thing off. Now, just one thing to point out as well is that they act like it's kind of like mystical forces, but the enemies in this level, they are kind of just this nature. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not really inherently bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of the guys that are, you know what I mean? Like, basically, like, there's an elephant thing, and, like, actually the enemies themselves are kind of like hybrid animals as well. So, I guess
like this thing that you'll see in a second after you talk to the Explorer Basil.
Oh, yes, actually, this is very interesting.
Ah, Spyro, a friendly face. A bunch of rotten thieves have stolen the spark plugs, and I'm stuck here. Please get the 4 plugs back.
Now, also, Basil says, Spyro a friendly face, as if he knows him, so that continues Angus's trend of, like, in Skelos Badlands, how, like, they knew who Spyro was. So, either they were forewarned, or, I don't know, who knows what that whole thing is.
Yeah, he is a carbon copy of the guy from Metro Speedway. Also, the 4th humanoid character to appear in the game.
Yes, you're
Something
right.
tells me that, like, and that's Moneybank's voice actor doing Basil the Explorer, right?
Yep.
Something tells me that they were all supposed to be the same character, but then they just like switched it up or something. Because like just the fact that he knows who Spyro is, like I don't know, makes me think like he was originally just vacationing or something in Mystic Marsh, and they're just like, no, let's change that, make him like a big explorer guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Almost as if like Spyro, almost as if like it was just kind of pointless or something, like that. Basically, they need to have more characters, so they thought, okay, you can't really have it be. What's his name? You know, Moneybags again. Like, why would his car break down? But so I guess they thought, okay, maybe we'll just actually use like kind of like a random guy and have him, because they are all very similar in characteristics to. I mean, obviously the voice acting does make a big difference as well, but characteristic, like it just seems very much like they are, you know, Moneybags or some deviation of Moneybags. That's a good point.
Exactly.
All right, these guys are basically just patience is the trick.
These guys, like I was saying, are a hybrid between kangaroos and like possums or something.
That's right. Yes,
True.
Well done. They also remind me of what's his name, Hunter as well. For some reason, just kind of like the way they run, even though it's not.
Well, the jump is like almost identical.
That's the jump.
They could have just recycled that jump, you know, just for these guys. Just thinking like, why bother like giving them a separate thing or something. So yeah, I totally see what you mean in that regard. But yeah, that challenge is actually a lot easier than I used to find it when I was younger. I think I spent so much time in Mystic Marsh and I used to hate it because I could just never like do anything in it at all.
Now,
so,
when you were young, you didn't know about the double jump though, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
A lot of
accident.
A lot of this is due to my double jump. Just
Did
saying.
anyone know about the double jump when they were young? No. What was I gonna say? Yeah, do you think this level suits the savannah or the marsh?
Title?
You know, adjective or whatever better.
Okay, the amount of enemies in this level kind of seems like savannah. You know what I mean? Like, cause like especially like elephant. You know, like the Lion King. Like that.
Yeah,
but I get marsh as a better name.
But you've got an explorer, Basil the Explorer, who's a safari guy, and they explore in the savannah. So
exactly.
it makes sense.
Exactly. I think that it honestly, like, the name would be more suiting if it was I mean, in terms of like what it is, yes, it is more of a savannah than a marsh, but it kind of looks just a little bit more like a marsh to me, and I think marsh is still a better name regardless. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is, because they probably want to do alliterated, so they're like, oh, this sounds better and stuff. But I'd say savannah makes more sense in my opinion because of, you know, just Basil the Explorer's presence, but I probably would have gone with Mystic Marsh because as if kids would really give a shit. So yeah.
Oh, I know it's cool, you know, to decide that stuff. But
here we are.
Here's what another thing.
Oh wait.
One level. Oh god, damn it.
Oh fuck off.
I'm back in business.
See, back. Oh, okay, sorry, that's really geeky, but.
What
do you say?
Well, okay, look at what he's saying here. He's like, I'm back in business. That's such a Moneybags thing to say. So, Al, you are. I do.
Well, he's not talking. He's talking about his car working. He's not talking about.
I know, but it's the time. It's always relaying something back to money or business. That's what Moneybags is. He's always thinking about money, and see, he's like. Yep. You know, as if he's like a salesman. Like, I would not be surprised if there was like another type of salesman in the game that had the same voice. Do you know what I mean? It makes sense.
Moneybags, the mayor, Basil the Explorer, they were all the same goddamn character, and they were all just the mayor, I bet. Or maybe they were all just Moneybags, I don't know. But, yep, there you go.
Anyway, as I was saying before, yeah, you know how like we were saying, like, you know, there's Colossus Valley and Colossus Step, or Colossus Springs and Colossus Steps. Well, there is another level that has Mystic in the title, but they changed that completely to Cloud Temples.
Yes.
Exactly.
They like completely changed it. They didn't just like drop the, you know, suffixy thing. They just completely changed the name because it was called Mystic City apparently, according to this.
Yeah.
Text.
The reason why. It could have been because of Metro Speedway being called City Speedway. I don't know. That could have been a reason. But then they changed that. So, yeah. But then again, it would have been Cloud City. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool actually. I don't know. But,
Star Wars Episode 5, Cloud City.
Star Wars
Oh,
episode.
well, maybe that's why
Haven't seen
they changed that. Okay.
Well,
thanks.
I don't think they were gonna call it Cloud City because it's a direct rip-off of Star Wars, which came out like
Yeah.
30 years before
Well,
this.
if you go by the way that they changed all the other level names, then you know, Scorch Oasis just became Shady Oasis, and Skelos Glacier became Crystal Glacier, Fracture Cone became Magma Cone, and you could have imagined them just doing the same thing where they just changed the first word and kept the last one, but they actually did a complete turnaround for Mystic City and just called it Cloud Temples. But Cloud Temples is a cool name, I think. So.
Well, yeah,
that
I
was,
guess it didn't. I mean, it is an infringement because I mean, George Lucas has the rights to Cloud City, probably.
Yeah.
So now Disney.
I was thinking that what was it? Cloud Temples was Metropolis Spires, but then I thought that was dumb. But there are spires in Cloud Temples though, so I don't know. I thought that.
Well,
would
Metropolis
kinda
isn't very mystic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what kind of set it off. I was like, oh well, yeah. It's
Yeah, and there's a
that
lot of
doesn't make any
magic.
sense,
There's a lot
so-
of magic in that level as well. There's a lot of magic in.
Hey, Fissure, not only is there homosexuality in Cloud Temples, but there's also, you know, bestiality in Cloud Temples.
What?
What?
Oh yeah. What do you mean what? Right at the end. You know.
Oh, he's fell asleep again. What a turd.
Bye, Angus.
Add him back. Add him back. All right.
What the hell
Okay, there
was
we
the
go.
point of that?
Bestiality is a band. No, not really.
Is it?
Sorry, no, but
Well,
no.
it's true.
So what? What do you mean? Like,
Well, they turn him into a ram or something when he was a person, and then that other one comes onto. Okay, maybe not homosexuality, but definitely bestiality.
that's actually
Some
interesting.
consolation.
There we go. Tech Portal, Cloud Temples. There we go. I was half expecting him to say Mystic City, you know, because of the whole dialogue thing. But yes. Okay. Well, that's it. We beat the level that I've been wanting to go to for like 6 parts or whatever, and now finally we've actually reached Cloud Temples, which is
and check out the
Yes.
article in the description.
yes. So one last plug for this incredibly long part. So obviously this whole thing, if you want to find out more sort of coherent details without like kind of rambling, definitely go to slidespin.tv, click on the article that I've got down the bottom there. That has our basically linking and talking about it with our, you know, opinions and facts as well that we all individually contributed. And then so also we've got pictures and stuff, like specifically, you know, there's a reference in the demo version of Skelos Badlands where it says, you know, my cousin Tuck from Skelos Glacier, you know, so that's another implication of the dual level names.
Yep.
So there we go. Yes, there's quite a lot to discuss. I think honestly there's even more we can discuss, just some other little minor things as well in Cloud Temples when we go there. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and thank you too for commentating. That was good. Good
It was
crack.
good.
Good
It was
crack.
good stuff.
And,
Yeah,
good trade.
This part was good. This part was great. If I had to rate it, I'd give it an 8.
R.I.P. Oreo Cross.
Goodbye.